So that's cool. Now we're ready for my next guest, Patty Oliver. Welcome, Patty. We'll see if you can unmute you. Does that work? Or maybe try and unmute yourself. Well, let me find my other special powers over here. Patty Oliver. Unmute, come on.
There, I think it worked.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Fabulous. Yes, loud and clear.
Yay.
Yay. Good on you.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, that was awesome, David. That was fun. Um, my dog kind of freaked out when I started making toning sounds, so I had to put them away. They're very attuned to all of that. But anyway, well, wonderful. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Patty Oliver, and I am an energy healer. I've been doing energy healing work for 15 years now. I specialize in something called the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records is the record of the soul. So during my time with you, I'm going to share with you all about my experiences and perspectives on the Akashic Records, and why I think they are one of the most powerful spiritual tools that you can use for self healing and transformation and manifestation. Okay. And it's also an excellent tool to help you understand your pain, whether it's at the mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical level. Okay. I've written about this in my new book. It's called Heal, Transform, and Manifest with Akashic Records. It's over here. I have a copy of it here as well. It's my book here. It's available on Amazon. It has a lot of information about my own experiences and experiences with my clients. And I've also created a best-selling oracle card deck called the Akashic Truth Oracle. This is also available on Amazon, and it's also on my Etsy store. And I was created this because I just have a real deep passion for this work, and I just want to help demonstrate what an amazing tool it is. I'm sure that some people might not even have heard of the Akashic Records, or maybe dabbled it in it a little bit, but weren't quite sure. So hopefully we can demystify some of that for you. But I've used Akashic Records, like I said, for years. I have clients around the world that I help them heal and clear karma and put them on a new trajectory of abundance. And I've used it for myself extensively as well. So I'll share a little bit of that with you. But I thought I would first start by saying, what are the Akashic Records? So the word Akasha, all right, is a Sanskrit word, and it has lots of loose translations, but generally it refers to things like sky or open space, right? And what it is really, the Akashic field is a fundamental field of energy, and it exists at the fifth dimension, and it holds all the information about our universe, past, present, and future. And every soul has its own Akashic record, and it holds all the information about you, how your soul was designed by Source. So it will have things like your unique strengths and your gifts and your attributes, all the things that you can use in any way that you desire to create your abundance while you're here in physical form. So if you aren't sure what your gifts are, if you really aren't sure what would make a great aligned business or career, the Akashic Records is a really good place to get that information. Okay. The other information that's stored in your Akashic Record is all of your soul's chosen life experiences, right? All the things that your soul wanted to experience while incarnated in your current life. And these chosen life experiences, they act kind of like themes that run throughout your life. And there's any number of themes that your soul could choose to come in to explore. Things like loyalty, honesty, self reliance, trust, generosity, fulfillment, truth. I mean, the list is really endless. And then because we live in polarity and duality, there's a lot of willful negativity that takes place here. You could be experiencing either the positive or the negative aspect of your soul's chosen life experience. And for a lot of us who are feeling stuck or overwhelmed or like we can't manifest any kind of abundance, we're probably focusing on the negative aspect. The good news is that we have free will to change that perspective at any time. All right. So your Akashic record is a great place to go to ask, what am I here to experience? Why am I experiencing this? Okay. So these themes, right, these chosen life experiences, are often based on unresolved karma that your soul still needs to clear here in the third dimension. And karma is often very misunderstood, especially here in our culture. A lot of people think that it's punitive in nature. It's designed to punish. It's designed to hold you back, and it can create those types of ideas. But really, karma is just energy. Everything is energy, and it's the energy of choices that you've made in past lives that didn't align to you, that didn't serve your soul growth and evolution, and is therefore considered negative in nature. Now, that's not a judgment, right? It's just because it doesn't serve you, it's considered negative. And that's something that's highly individual, right? What would be considered positive or negative for me would be very different than positive or negative for each of you. So we are truly unique and individual. And the Akashic Record is this amazing roadmap. It's like the guidebook you wish you were given at birth to say, here you go. There you go. Here's why you're here. Here's the choices you can make to make this turn or that turn. It really can be that practical and that easy if you let it. Now, the thing about karma is that there are laws of karma, just like there is universal law, right? Of which law of attraction is one of those. Karma has its own set of laws. And one of the laws of karma says that a negative choice will persist until balanced out by a positive choice, even if it takes multiple lifetimes. Okay, so if you encounter negativity and you don't resolve it in that lifetime in which you created it, it does become karma. And karma isn't wiped out when you pass away. What happens is when your soul's ready to reincarnate and you choose the life themes for that lifetime and you gather up all the karma that relates to that, then that energy of that karma gets lodged in the associated chakra that it relates to. And then it will start to cause you to attract more of that, giving you an opportunity to resolve it. And so between your soul's chosen life experiences and your unresolved karma, these things combine to really dictate every aspect of your incarnation, right? It will determine where on earth you're going to be born, the family that you're going to be born into, the relationships that you're going to have, the situations that you're going to encounter. Very powerful information to have, and it's all accessible and available to you in your Akashic record. And the reason that that happens, right? Yes, you did choose the family you were born into. Yes, you did choose all this in advance, right? Is that it's partly due to law of attraction, right? We can blame universal law. It's like it must be a vibrational match to whatever it is that you want to resolve in order to be viable. All right. So that's why it starts out that way. So you do come in with a plan, an agenda, but you have free will to take your life in any way that you want. And karma is simply a way to help us do that. Karma is teaching us about empowerment, right? Our own ability to persevere. And it's showing us where we've given our power away. Okay, because we're meant to be empowered sovereign beings while we're here. So it gives us an opportunity to speak our truth, to uphold a boundary, to live a more authentic life. And if you can look at your challenges and your karma from that perspective, it really is a game changer. So in terms of, if you're sitting there wondering, well, what's my karma? Because karma can be a thought pattern, it can be an emotional trigger, as well as a physical or spiritual thing. So these seems to be all the repeating patterns that you have trouble overcoming. Things like chronic anxiety, fears and phobias probably has its roots in karma. Anger or control issues and emotional triggers are often rooted in karma. Relationship drama, right? Whether it's family, whether it's romantic partners, whether it's in your career, probably started out as a karmic pattern in need of being resolved. Feeling tied or connected to a person or a location in an unhealthy way often is based in karma. Money problems are classically rooted in karma, right? Chronic debt, never having quite enough, these feast and famine periods of it comes in and goes right back out, oftentimes has its roots in karma. And your original karma doesn't even have to be based in money to be affecting your money. That's because we are holistic. What we do in one life area tends to affect us in all life areas. And karma is pervasive. It will expand in other life areas in an attempt to get your attention. And then, of course, there's illness and disease, right? Especially those that are chronic or unexplained, almost always have a karmic root cause. And that can be traced into your Akashic record as a root cause. And, that's because everything is energy, right? We've been talking all night about that. Everything's about frequency and vibration. And so if there are things in your life that are holding you back, whether it's a limiting belief, whether it's an emotional trauma that you're having trouble getting over, anything like that, finding your empowerment in some way, it really benefits you to work on it and clear it. And not that people aren't, but I think a lot of people are, they don't know what to do. So your Akashic record is a great place to gain objective insight, because it exists outside of time and space. It exists in the fifth dimension. So you can learn to access your Akashic record and to retrieve the information on, what is the root cause of my money issue? What is the root cause of my health issue? What is the root cause of, whatever it is that you want to know? And you will be shown in an objective and loving and unemotional way, hey, this is how it started, which could have been very, very different. And one of the things that you want to know is that in past lives, hundreds of lifetimes ago, many of us were forced into things that we didn't want to do, right? There was a lot of fear. It was very brutal, lots of violence. And so we feared speaking our truth. We could lose our life because of it, right? But according to your Akashic record, it still represents a choice in need of being balanced out. So you will come back time after time after time, lifetime after lifetime, with multiple opportunities to overcome it. And when you do that, it allows for lots of healing to take place. And the physical body is the last place that manifests negative energy, because the energy has to go somewhere, right? It doesn't go away because we'd rather avoid it. It doesn't just leave, right? It will hang out there and get bigger and louder and stronger in your life in an attempt to get you to overcome it. And ultimately, if it's left long enough, it can go to the physical body and run pain, anxiety, chronic conditions, and disease, because it has to go somewhere. Okay. And so when it comes to manifestation, right? One of the things that's really lacking in modern day teachings of law of attraction and manifestation is they don't tell you about karma. They don't tell you that, hey, you could be doing all the right things, right? You've got a great intention, you've got your vision board, you're journaling, you're thinking all kinds of positive thoughts. But unless you close the loop on karma, you're not going to be able to manifest the thing that you say you want. Like, say you want a new romantic relationship, right? One that's based on respect and love. Okay. Well, until you shut down everything else in your life that doesn't resonate to respect and love, it's going to slow you down or stop your ability to manifest that ideal relationship. It will always feel like it's eluding you. And that's because it's karma. If you say you want this, you have to eliminate everything in your life that doesn't resonate to that. That can take time. That can take new action, which can be scary, but it's very, very possible. And you can do it in this lifetime, and it doesn't have to take decades and decades. When I work with my one-on-one clients, I do private soul coaching in which I access their Akashic record for them. And bit by bit, I take them through their karma as they can embody it and take new action. And then I can get them on a new timeline where they want to manifest a specific outcome, because we can manifest almost anything that we want as long as it fits with our chosen agenda for our lifetime, right? We can get you there. It's through new empowered action, but you got to clear the karma first. Okay. So I have used my Akashic record for my own benefit as well as my clients. I used it to help me understand why I developed breast cancer in this lifetime. 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with a rare, aggressive form of breast cancer. And breast cancer is a fourth chakra issue. That's the heart chakra. And that's the chakra that we use to understand our beliefs and truths around self-love and self-worth. And then whatever those are gets reflected in our relationships, right? So if we have a real low self-worth and self-love, we can only attract people and situations and circumstances that support that belief that we don't deserve more. And until you work through that and resolve it, you can't attract any additional higher vibrational outcomes. And I spent a lot of years in a lot of lack of self-worth, and I didn't speak my truths. I thought everybody else knew better. And I had past lives that revolved around that same concept. So in this lifetime, it just happened to have manifested as breast cancer. So I was able to understand and understand the new action I needed to take to rise above it. It helped me understand my two children at soul level. I have two girls who are very, very different. Their soul energies are different. Their karma is different. Their agendas, their souls, chosen life experiences are very different. So I was able to use their Akashic record to help parent each of them in a really unique way. And then I was able to clear karma for each of them at a young age. I helped them avoid some things that they weren't going to carry into their adulthood, into their romantic relationships and their careers. It's a huge benefit to work with kids and young adults for that reason alone. I used my Akashic record to help me navigate a divorce. A 20-year karmic relationship, had lots of karmic roots. I don't know if I would have been able to do it without my Akashic record, to be honest, because it just helped me see in so many ways why I was choosing the paths I was choosing and continuing to maintain negative patterns, because it was me. It wasn't his fault. I was contributing to it with my choices. So once I understood what I needed to do differently, it changed everything. I also was able to manifest a 6-figure income from my business. Right? It helped me understand the energy of my business and how I could use my gifts to develop products and services and pricing and marketing, all the things that helped me build a soul aligned business. Until I did Akashic Records, I didn't know I had gifts in this area. Had no clue. So it has been life changing, and anyone can learn to do this. You don't need any special skills. One of my other services that I provide is I have a course that teaches you step by step how to access your Akashic record for insight and for healing and manifestation. Okay. We don't need to go in any deep trances like maybe we had to do decades and decades ago. We all can develop our intuition and our connection to our higher self. And your Akashic record is an inherent part of you. It's in your DNA. It's driving all of your life experiences. So by divine right, you have access to your own soul level information. You just need to learn how to tap into it. Okay. So I thought that what I would do is walk you through a quick meditation, or I could answer questions if people have questions. Do you prefer one or the other? Meditation. Yay, I'm hearing meditation. Okay. I think it's meditation for the win, right? All right, so let's do that. And I think I've got enough time so I don't run into Dee's time, but okay. So I am going to share with you just a brief meditation to help you access your own Akashic records. So in preparation for that, I want you to think of one question that you would like to receive insight for. And it has to be about you. Okay. So one of the rules of the Akashic Records is you can't ask about other people in your Akashic record. All right. It's got to be about you. So think of that question, right? Like I said, it could be, what's the root cause of my health problem? What's the biggest limiting belief I have that's holding me back? What's stopping me from launching my business? I don't know, anything. It could be anything, but make it one question. And then just be prepared while we're in there to receive your insight. And it most likely will be brief. It will be unemotional. It does not take long periods of time. You will get very quick answers. So don't dismiss anything. You might see something in your mind's eye. You might hear something. You might feel something in your physical body. Or you might just get a download of information and really not know what the source is. So those are all different types of clairvoyant abilities. We're all different. We all receive our information differently, but you will receive something, even if it's small and short. It will open the door to what you're looking for. Okay. All right. So let's close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And if any thoughts come up, just brush them aside. It's very normal. And I want you to envision a beautiful gold light at the top of your head, spinning slowly and gently. This is the light of the spiritual realm, of your angels and guides. Right? And just envision this beautiful light coming down and enveloping you like a warm hug. Just know that you are safe and secure and loved. And only beings of white light will enter your energy field at this time. And breathe. I want you to envision yourself walking down a pathway, and any pathway that feels right to you. It could be a pathway of light. You could be in a beautiful garden along a stream of water, right? Maybe you even feel a little breeze on your skin. You're touching blades of grass or flowers as you walk by. You feel safe. And as you're walking along this path, you notice that there is a big, beautiful door at the end of your pathway. This is the door to the Akashic Records. And as you approach the door, you see an energy being at the door. This is your Akashic guide. And this guide has been waiting to greet you. And your guide could be in any form, right? It could be human form or animal form or colors or lights. There's no wrong way to envision your guide. So you make an intuitive connection with your guide. And your guide opens the door and you enter a massive library. It's the Hall of Records. And just before you is a pedestal with a large book, and it has your name on it. This is your Akashic record. It holds everything you ever want to know about you. So envision a strand of light that connects you and your guide and your book. And it's this beautiful divine connection that's taking place. And the book opens. And now I want you to intuitively ask the one question that you came to ask. And we'll sit in silence for just a moment while you receive your insights and guidance. And now that you have received some insight, this divine wisdom that you've been looking for, you give thanks to your guide for taking this time with you now. The book closes, and your guide escorts you to the door you came through, reminding you that you can come back anytime for guidance and healing and insight. You now walk down the path that you came, filled with gratitude, filled with love for receiving this divine information about your soul. And as you walk, we consciously close our connection to the Akashic Records. And you start to feel yourself come back to your body. Start to leave the dreaminess of the fifth dimension and remind yourself that you're back in the physical realm. Maybe even rub your hands touch your arm, touch your hands, reminding yourself that you're back in your body. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Did you receive some insight that maybe you didn't have before? A new perspective, perhaps? That's the goal. Okay. So I want to thank you for having me. I don't want to take up too much time, but I hope that that was helpful and informative. And reach out with questions if you have any.
Patty, it was fantastic. I'm just putting your link in because I was doing the meditation with you, so I
Okay.
can't be doing all
Gotta
this
come out.
back end stuff. No, it's magical, and
Thank
I
you.
loved it. So, and I
Good.
loved your story explaining it all, especially about karma, because I thought, oh, okay, some of the pennies dropped
Yes.
with me.
It's not what you think it is.
Yeah, but it also has its purpose, and
Very much.
we all have to go through what, get the learnings, and then you don't get the triggers. That's the way I look at it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, the
no,
root cause is wonderful to know the root cause.
exactly. So a few people saying thank you in the chat. So we've got your link for the car. I went and had a quick look that on the online just today, during your session while you're talking, and they look fabulous. So, people log in and get some cards. These links will also be put in the replay.